Do you want to know how to be calmer in a high-stress job? Maybe so that you can perform at a higher level and be happier doing it. Or maybe just to get less stress in your life. Well, look, if you said yes to that, then keep watching, because in this video I'm going to share some easily actionable secrets of professional calm. And by the end of this video, you'll have practices I know you can do to be calm and confident in a high-stress job. And hang around to the very end, because I also want to show you how to get access to a download which will show you how you can master stress and become peacefully grounded as a professional person. Now, my name's Steve and I coach professional people just like you to combine personal brilliance with unshakable emotional wellness. So for the best ideas and topics on that theme, please subscribe to the channel and don't forget to hit the notifications bell so that you'll know when new content arrives. Now, everything I share in this video comes from years of study and work that I did with my coaches and work that I've done with my coaching clients, and I've seen succeed time and time again. So let's go. Now, my first tip is to recognize when stressful or anxious feelings or reactivated feelings are coming up and to stop and pause. Stopping and pausing is a little bit like taking a pan of boiling water off the heat. Now, of course, it's not going to go cold instantly, but it will certainly boil less vigorously. It will certainly calm down. And that's what happens here. It will allow those feelings to dissipate slightly, not fully, but at least enough that you can reclaim some headspace, some vital headspace, so that you can make a new decision in about what you want to do and how you want to be. Yes, it's simple, but we need simple. We don't want complex in a situation like this. Now, everybody I know who is good at staying calm in stressful situations has their own particular pressure release valve, the thing that they do to stop and pause. Sometimes it's counting to 10 in their head. Sometimes it's doing some deep breathing. Sometimes it's to get up and move around. The only thing is it needs to be brief. Don't turn this into spending an hour on Facebook. Now, tip number 2 is to get out of your head and into the body. Now, mental stress happens when we're up in our head, when we're thinking really hard about things and running our mental simulator really hard about something. And a great remedy to that can be to get out of the head and into the body. Now, that can be achieved by something like going for a run or taking a shower, something that has a strong kinesthetic and repetitive element to it that allows you to get out of your head. But sometimes we can't always do that. Certainly, we're not really likely to be able to do that in an office situation. However, there are also hypnotic ways that we can get out of our head and into our body. And one of those is to put your attention on the center of your body. Now, I know this is slightly off camera, but you know where the center of your body is, right? Put your attention on the center of the body and experience everything that's happening from there. So everything that people are saying is getting processed there. Everything that's happening is being experienced there rather than up here. It's an interesting experience, and hold that. Now, for many people, that's enough. But to add to this, what I also want you to do is imagine that a relaxing color starts spreading out from that center spot. So it moves out to fill the body and into the arms and down to the fingertips and into the legs and down the toes, and ultimately up to the top of the head as well. So your body is being filled from the center with a relaxing color. It's a fascinating hypnotic experiment, and I really urge you to play with this. By the way, how have you learned to stay calm in stressful situations? Tell me. If you're happy to do so, please leave a comment. I'll read all your comments and I'll reply to as many as I can. Now, tip number 3 is to be compassionate with yourself, because stressful feelings will subside if we stop wrestling with the thoughts that create them. The thing is, though, that we do wrestle with the thoughts that create them. And one of the main ways that we wrestle with them is that, as well as having the stressful thought, we then compound that stressful thought with thoughts like, I shouldn't have had that stressful thought. Show yourself complete and unconditional compassion, because that is a great dissipator all by itself. Refuse to punish yourself for having the stressful thought. Refuse to wrestle with the stressful thought. Be okay, completely okay with the fact that you had the stressful thought, and be completely okay with the idea of letting that thought go. And that way stressful thoughts will come and will just go, because we're not grabbing onto them to wrestle with them. And tip number 4 is to put it into context, but not just any context, but in the context of bigger things in life and longer time frames. You see, one of the reasons that we get stressed is that we get caught up in short periods of time. When we're preparing for an exam, the only period of time we focus on is between now and the exam, or between now and the deadline, if it's a deadline that we're facing. But how will you feel about this in a month's time? How will you feel about this in a year's time, 2 years' time, 5 years' time, 10 years' time, 20 years' time? How will you feel about this when you're actually on your deathbed? Now, when we expand our time frames out like that, then it puts these things into context. Yes, they're important. This is not about treating them as if they're not important. This is not about trivializing them. This is not about doing it like it matters. But when we expand the time frame that we're contextualizing this thing in, we realize sometimes it's not as big or as catastrophic a deal as we thought it was. And that can be a great dissipator too. Now, tip number 5 is to breathe and meditate. Now, if you want to learn how to be more resilient professionally and stay calm under pressure in confrontational meetings, for example, then I strongly recommend that you do regular work with breathing and meditation. It doesn't have to be overly formalized or stylized. Simple breath work, for example, will suffice. Just spending time consciously breathing in slowly and deeply, holding it and consciously breathing out. And similarly with meditation, it doesn't have to be overly stylized or formalized. I used to do this on the train commuting to London. London trains are not quiet environments, they're bustling environments. But even so, I was able to close my eyes, consciously breathe, and create stillness and silence in my own particular space, where I could be a neutral observer of my own thoughts and actually experience some quiet time. Now, if you'd like to explore how we can create transformational results together in your life, I would certainly love to hear from you. You'll find my contact details in the pinned comment below this video. And please like this video, give it a thumbs up if you did like it, because this tells YouTube that this is worth showing to more people. And please share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it so your friends can see it too. But most of all, please subscribe and please hit the notifications bell so that you'll know when new content arrives. Now, I want to finish by offering you a free download. If you go to the pinned comment below this video, you'll find a link where you can access this free download, which is my free guide to mastering stress as a professional person and developing a more peaceful ground of being to live and work from, so that you can be more effective at work, so that you can feel less stress at work, so that you can gain more headspace and create more achievements. Please, it's absolutely free. Go to that pinned comment and help yourself.